time of recording, it is nearly February.
Oh, the 1,000 days of January are almost over.
Well, everyone keeps saying this, that January is really long, but I think it's gone really quick.
Yeah, see, I always feel bad because obviously Lily's birthday's the end of January and everyone's like, oh, January's so poo and like it's so long. And I'm like, do you know what? I actually don't mind January.
No, I think as a wedding industry,
Yeah,
we really like January.
I think so. It's a month to get shit done.
Yeah, like everyone's kind of on it, aren't they? Everyone's like trying to, although I can really tell people are really on it because I'm seriously getting some phone calls and emails
I bet
at
you
the
are.
minute. Jesus.
Yeah. Same actually, and obviously mine's like people are like, oh, I've looked at this and I just want to change this and I want to like completely redo my colour scheme, and I'm like, oh my god.
Mine, I was more in the thinking of suppliers are really on
Oh,
it with their
really?
business development because
Yeah.
they're all trying to sell themselves.
Oh
They're out
my
in
God.
hordes.
They're in their droves.
And on that note, shall we get started?
Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Hannah,
And I'm Hayley,
and we are your wedding planning experts.
here to spill the tea on the inside of wedding planning and everything that goes with it,
Expect our honest opinions, the real juice on what happens on a wedding day,
with a few tips thrown in between.
and also just a chat between friends.
And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
And
And
let's
get
you
wed.
wed. Just to remind you guys, right at the top of the podcast, we are now on YouTube. So if you're listening through your ears and you want to watch us through your eyes, head on. It's Let's Get You Wed, and make sure you subscribe and like every video.
Like it.
And
Maybe
you
leave us
comment
a
on
cheeky
every
comment.
video,
Yeah.
please.
Get us seen.
Even if you're
we're
listening
new.
in the ears, go home and then go on
Just
YouTube
do it.
and do that, please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyway.
How's your week been?
Yeah, good. I actually I went back to school last week.
Sorry.
I went to visit a school who are looking to do weddings. So it's really bizarre because I actually had it in my head that it was a private school, because when they sent me photos, I was like, stunning.
Yeah.
Looks like a castle, right? And went there and we're looking around and whatever. Beautiful, very wedding worthy. And I was telling them about like other schools that we've worked with that, do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh no. And I was like, it's quite common with private schools that will also do events. They were like, oh no, we're not a private school, we're a state school. I was like,
That surprises me.
I know.
Yeah.
But all the kids were there. Wow.
Were they?
Kids are. There was
Oh
this
my
girl,
gosh.
and she was like, they're taking me through like this lounge area, and they've got this like nice lounge furniture, and one of the girls had her feet up on it, and the girl that was showing me around was like, oh, take your feet off the sofa, and she literally went, like, rolled her
Honestly,
eyes.
I actually
And,
hats
looked
off
at
to
her
any
friend.
teachers.
I know.
How they do it, I don't know, because I have no patience.
I know. I said
with
those exact words
anything.
to her.
Oh.
And she looked at her friend as if to be like, what the fuck
Scum.
is your problem? I just couldn't believe it. But yeah, anyway, so they're looking to start weddings again. We're going to be one of their recommended planners, which is really great. We're going to their wedding fair in March. So yeah, if anyone, it's called Hinchinbrook School. It's in like Huntingdonshire, so just outside Cambridge.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone's looking for that area, it's a little gem that you wouldn't know about because it's not even online yet, so get in touch.
So they're going to be doing like packages, or like is it going to be dry
just
hire?
a dry
kind of
hire.
thing? Yeah,
exactly. Dry hire. You have to have some sort of level of coordinate. So as a minimum, you need to hire one of our planners, either as coordinator.
So you'll be like their preferred planner, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. There'll be a couple of different people, and then it will be like you know, as a minimum, you've got to have coordination. But if you want to book them for planning, great. So we then talk to them about what we can do. But yeah, it's just going to be a dry hire set fee, and then they're going to offer you some different caterers and whatever.
That's cool.
So
nice.
yeah,
lovely.
really good,
Well, that was
really
interesting.
exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good to go to. I also had a really in-depth meeting about my website. So I've been doing it all on the business development. Where's everything coming from? What am I spending money on? Is it worth spending money on that?
That is the one thing about this time of year that I feel like a lot of my my insurances are need to be renewed, and I'm like looking at finance.
All the admin.
I hate things like that, but it's very essential.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, it's all at the moment stationary wedding websites hair and makeup trials, and food tastings.
Wow.
Like that is
How
I
many
feel like
food
that's all I'm
tastings have
doing.
you done in the last month?
To be fair, we only do them with our full plans, so not masses, but I've got a few coming
Some
up.
coming up.
Yeah, obviously we had that day, those couple of days with my US couples. I kind of wish it was like the same with my British couples. Like, let's just do everything in 2 days, but I don't really work like that.
Get it done.
Yeah, but yeah, and it's getting everyone's date. So like with hair, like food tastings, you've got to get their date, the caterer's date, my date, and you've got like managing diaries. One of my couples wants both sets of parents to come, so
Oh
you're
my,
managing
yeah.
like 5-6 diaries. Like it's
Madness.
really tricky. And then like hair and makeup trials, everyone wants it on a day when they're doing something, like whether it's like
we're gonna go out for dinner.
Yeah, or a hen party or something like that. So
which
yeah,
makes sense, but it's then difficult, isn't it, to like get it all
definitely.
in.
Yeah, it's definitely invite season. I think I've got 3-4 lots of invites at the moment that we're looking at, and I'm like getting confused between all the different ones and different times. And what time's their ceremony? What time? I'm like,
that's
Jesus.
madness.
Not that we create them, but obviously we're doing the chatting with the stationer and the
to
edits
like
and
get
whatever.
them finished.
But just a quick reminder, if you are listening and you're sorting your invites right now, just remember your wording when it comes to arrival time. So you don't want anyone arriving any earlier than half an hour before your ceremony. There's no point. And you want to be saying, like, if your ceremony's at 1, please arrive at 12:30 for a 1 p.m. ceremony. Because if you just say 1 p.m, no one's turning up till 1 p.m, and then it's a mare getting everyone seated.
Would you say that's the same for a church wedding? Or a church wedding still half hour? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, half an hour before. Yeah, because then you start getting, by the time people have come in and said hello, might be 5 minutes late, and then actually sat down.
Yeah.
But also, if you say you've got a 1 o'clock ceremony and you say 12:30, people are then arriving at 12 thinking the ceremony's at 12:30.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with
So
you.
just
good
be a
point.
little bit clearer, guys. Also, remember that, because I get this quite often, right? People that they have a civil ceremony and they want drinks before the ceremony. The venue or the caterer says no and they get it in the neck. It's actually a legal requirement of the registrars that you cannot have alcohol consumed prior to the ceremony. There is some flex on the rules. Some venues are allowed to open their bars because they're a certain distance away and they only open it for half an hour or whatever, but you just need to check on that, and if the venue say no, it's not their fault. It means their venue's been told
that's interesting
by the registry office you're not allowed to sell alcohol beforehand. So there's different rules, different areas are different, but
but that's the sort of
it's not their fault.
norm. Yeah. Don't blame them.
I've also done a
them.
really big thing this week.
Oh yes.
I have finally split my phones.
That's actually a really good idea. I need to do that.
Honestly, it's life-changing, mate.
yeah.
It's life-changing. If you feel like you're just constantly... The thing is, for me, maybe, I don't know if you find this as much, but I have all of my couples in a WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I've got WhatsApps, so...
Yeah,
I
you
feel
feel
I
like...
ignore my WhatsApps because I don't want to look at work, but then I end up not replying to my friends.
Yeah, or let's say like you're hopping on, like say you're meeting a friend and then you hop on WhatsApp to message them, then you see a message from a couple, you automatically, your brain just clicks straight back into work. Yeah. And like even in the evenings, like I'll go on message my friends, but then I can see it sitting there. And yes, you can leave it unread, and I do sometimes do that, but I know it's there. I'm like, what have they messaged me? What have they messaged me? You know?
Yeah,
so
you feel the pressure to look.
Yeah.
And
so
respond.
I basically, what I did was I kept my personal number as my business number, because telling like 20 friends that I've changed my number is a lot easier than telling everyone I've ever worked with and changing it on all of my website and everything. So I kept my personal number as my business number, and you can now get eSIMs. So, which I didn't know.
I didn't know that was a thing.
No, right? So I've always known it for like other phones, like Samsung and Android and stuff, but I didn't know Apple you could now do it, because Apple are a bit funny, because you can also get dual SIM, can't you? On like Martin's Samsung phone, you can put 2 SIM cards in it.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
This is news to me.
So you can get an eSIM, which I got for like £3 a month.
Yeah, that's good.
Because you only need a couple of gig of internet because I've got my other SIM card.
Yeah.
So, so basically I've put that on, and then you can set all your different contacts. So, say like somebody, I don't know, one of my couples, I can set them as business. So when I ring them, they automatically comes from my business phone, and then you can set like your mum as personal. I know, and then you
It's,
can turn your SIM
game
card
changer.
off. But also the benefit, I mean, I don't know if necessarily, I'll probably will turn this business SIM card off when I go on holiday and stuff. But the benefit is you can have 2 WhatsApps now because your WhatsApp's linked to your number, so you could never have 2 WhatsApps
Yeah,
before.
of course.
Even WhatsApp and WhatsApp for business, you couldn't have the 2 linked to one number.
That's right, yeah.
So now I've got WhatsApp
Now
for
you
business
can.
on my business number.
That's
and
really cool.
normal on my
Oh,
personal.
that's. I might have to do that.
There you go,
didn't
and
know
I
you could
feel
do
like
it.
it's really helping me already.
That's really
and
good.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things that you think, oh, I need to do that, and you just put it off and put it off.
Well, that's what I've been doing for like a
It's
year.
easier than you think.
Yeah.
To do.
Literally, yeah. I mean, it took me it took me a long time because I had to go into all my group chat, obviously message everyone and say I've got a new number.
Yeah.
Which was so annoying because I did a WhatsApp broadcast, but I didn't realise. I was like, why is no one replying or anything? Then I realised that you can't see a broadcast unless you've got them in your contacts. Obviously, they haven't got me in their contacts because.
Oh no!
It's a new number. I know. So I basically had to message everyone individually.
Oh, that is the one thing I always like dread when you change number. Like, I've had the same number for years. And I'm
Yeah, well,
like, if I
when you
ever-
change your number, I suppose it's not. Yeah, I don't know.
like, oh,
I
this
suppose
is my
if you
new
just
number.
completely change your number, it's not too bad because you just change it on WhatsApp and then messaging people take long. But what I had to do was go into all my group chats, add my new number, and then if I wasn't admin, I had to say to people like, "Oh, can you add my new number?" And then I had to delete myself. So that took ages.
Oh man.
Yeah, because
Oh, that is actually a bit of a faff, but worth it.
group chat.
Worth it.
Fuck me.
Oh my god.
If anyone
Yeah.
knows the pain of 50,000 group chats.
Yeah, that's long.
Anyway, how was your week? Mine was very busy, as you
Yeah,
just
no, I was going to ask you, what did you think to the Traitors final? As I know you're a big fan.
Huge
Big fan.
I was so happy. I was actually at my friends. I was in Norfolk that weekend, and we were like, "Oh, watch the Traitors final."
Watch
I was
Traitors.
stood up. I was
Were
stood
you?
up. I was jumping. I was like, but I was
Oh.
so happy because it's kind of a weird psychology because you almost don't want a traitor to win because you
Yeah.
set up that you don't want the traitors.
But you
to
feel
win.
like they've done so well to
done
get that
so
far,
well.
you know?
So well, and none of those faithfuls, sorry guys, Traitors fans that are listening that don't agree with me, but none of those faithfuls deserved to win. They were all shite.
Yeah,
they
they
were all
were.
taken to the end, and I don't care how many times I hear people say, "Oh, but Jade had to defend herself the whole time." Yeah, but she didn't bring anyone up that was actually
No,
a
I
traitor.
do feel like they were all very, very weak.
Yeah,
You know
they were
what
just
I mean?
because
Like, as in, like, they
Rachel
just
and
weren't-
Stephen were clever, so they
Yeah.
took the ones that they knew they could to the
Yes.
end. So I was happy.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they stayed together, you know? Like, they stuck
I thought
to
that
their
was so
promise.
nice.
That's good.
And that
lovely.
goes to show that the traitors were closer. That's what it shows. You've got to make an alliance.
Yeah,
they were
absolutely.
closer than the faithfuls were, weren't they? Basically.
My favourite part though was when that woman, was her name Harriet, wasn't it? The writer, when she was like at the breakfast and she was like, and had like
She
this
went in
massive,
too hard.
went in, and I was like, this is incredible TV.
It was
This is
so
what I'm
good.
paying
It was
my
the-
TV license
yeah.
for.
That was the best series, Sophia. That's a really.
She's
good
a
point.
proper. She's like she's a crime
writer, yeah.
But one of the books that she's written, we read at my book club.
No way. Oh, she's quite
Yeah.
big then. I thought she was
Yeah.
just like a.
Yeah, exactly. We were like,
Self-published.
my sister-in-law was like, I recognise that name, and then it was one of the books.
way.
Yeah, she's an author of one of the books.
I was literally shouting at the telly though. If
Yeah.
Stephen doesn't, if he goes against Rachel, I've lost
Oh,
all
yeah.
faith in
I've lost all
humanity.
so true.
Anyway, how's
but
your
yeah.
week other than the
Yeah,
Traitors
no,
final?
no, it's been good. Just busy, to be honest. I'm a bit same as you. I feel like lots of my couples have like had a bit of a rethink.
come out
about
the
things.
woodwork.
They've come out the woodwork.
We know your
especially
plan, guys. It's
the last
January.
week. It's been madness. Just I must have had at least 3 weddings that have changed like quite a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like they've come back and been like, I've looked over things, no one changes, which is fine. It's not a problem. We're only in January. These weddings aren't starting until, I mean, some of these are August weddings.
yeah.
So we've got plenty of time, but I appreciate them getting in touch early because I know, it's
You
good.
kind of know
It's
what's
good.
up. Do you tend to do a site visit like we do with like florists we work with? We tend to do a site visit like
Yeah.
nearer the time, and then you can be like,
Yeah,
oh,
and then we're like, let's put
that.
this there
Yeah.
and whatever. Yeah, I tend
Yeah.
to do that. I always offer it as like so like when I do my first consultation, like I normally say like, let's meet in person. We can go to your like site, or we can do it over Zoom, whatever. So they have the option of doing it that way,
Yeah.
or we will meet like for the final meeting at the.
Yeah, because I
venue.
always think that, like, if they realise they're doing that, might eliminate the amount of changes they're making. Do you know? Because like my
Yeah.
couples don't really say to me like, "Oh, we want to change this, we want to change that," because
Yeah.
they know that they're going to go and meet them, 2-3 months before.
That's it.
So
A lot of the
yeah.
couples that have changed stuff, they are couples that came to me like over a year in advance of their wedding.
Right.
So I feel like they wanted to get stuff sorted, which great, that's really good. And then they've obviously had the time to think about what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like for example, one client, she's wanted those like they're like blue and white bud vases. They got like the
Oh
floral
yeah, I
blues
know.
on
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I remember you saying about that.
But now she's worried it's too much, so she's like
Oh.
changed that kind of thing. That
Yeah.
was like her main theme, and she's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm worried I've gone into the theme too much, kind of thing. So,
Do you know what I think? And look, it's they're going on Pinterest too much as well. Just doesn't help.
100%.
And my two biggest gripes at the moment is I think it's so hard for couples to get the vision in their head. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think that worries them. So that's probably
Yeah.
the same with the vases thing. Well, I don't
see
know how
it.
it's gonna look.
Yeah.
And B, what's really infuriating right now with social media, the amount of photos I get sent, we don't really like that, Hannah, but we like this. And it's
Yeah.
from a different country. And I'm like, we're
Yeah.
not set up.
To do
for-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So especially if it's like one of my couples at the moment wants some really nice like ornate parasols. And I'm like, we just don't have
just
masses
not-
of that in the
yeah.
UK because we don't
We're
we
not-
don't need that because
No.
we're not. In Italy, you're guaranteed a nice.
Exactly.
Well, you're not guaranteed it either, but it's a lot more likely you're going to get a nice sunny day that you're going to use parasols and
Yeah.
stuff. It's not as big a thing in the UK. People aren't going and
Yeah, so
hiring
true.
parasols because they're having indoor venues in case it's going to rain.
Pretty much like I'd say a good third of my weddings, when they've initially sent me photos, they've come through with pictures from like
From Italy,
an
or,
Italian wedding,
yeah,
like,
Spain, or
you can just tell it's like
Greece, yeah.
Mediterranean kind
America.
of snaking table,
Yeah, yeah.
like that, and I think like it's beautiful, but it's not the UK. You've got to
No, we just
accept
don't
that-
have the stuff
Yeah.
to hire. Like, if you want to
That's it.
spend the money and go and buy it,
Yeah.
like, great. But like I was looking at this parasol company, and their hire is really basic stuff. They're like, you can buy that, but it's £20,000 for a parasol.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wow, crazy. So
I think for sure take inspiration from these photos, but I think you have to know your limits of what we can get here in the UK.
Yeah.
And I think it's trying to get that across to couples that sort of can be quite difficult.
Yeah. And we're just not as ahead. Like the linen in America is like so much more evolved than
Is
the
it?
linen here. Yeah, like they've got all like velvet textures and different patterns and different, but we don't have that as much here. So
No, it's so true. What else I've been doing? Oh, so yeah, a lot of the couples as well are going for colourful flowers, which I thought was
I remember
there
you
was
saying
me,
about that.
yeah, like loads of colours, like
lots of
literally
colour. Nice.
bright as well, not
Yeah.
even toned down. I was like, fair play, I'm here for that.
I am here for that.
And then it was Lily's second birthday.
It
at
was.
the beginning
Did
of
she
the
have a
week.
nice day?
Hooray!
Oh my
She
god, that
did.
cake looks so freaking good.
Oh my god,
that you
yeah.
made.
I actually made 2 cakes. So I made a red velvet cake, and then I also made a sticky Jamaican ginger cake.
That
as well.
one. I want one of them, please.
Yeah.
The next time I see
It had mascarpone cheese frosting and a butterscotch sauce in it.
Oh,
I
was
love
it
baking.
super
Just
good?
don't get the time to do it.
No.
Yeah, no, it was nice. I made
Maybe send me
scones
the
yesterday.
recipe. Oh,
Yeah, I'll send you the recipe. It was it was
Yeah.
a good one actually. Yeah,
where did you
someone
get
that
it?
had done
Just
the bake-off.
offline?
Have you ever heard of Delicious magazine?
No.
So it's like a food magazine, but like when you type stuff in, it comes up on Google or whatever. But it was someone that had won the Bake Off. It was their recipe. So
Nice.
but it was lovely. Yeah.
Nice.
My week in a nutshell.
Wow. I wanted to mention, I meant to mention this last week, that we
Oh.
were talking, I think it
Yeah.
was it might have been before Christmas.
I think it was.
And there was rumoured that Davina McCall got
Yes.
married. Well, they've put their podcast back on. It hasn't been for months, and I really like their podcast. And they actually mentioned it, so they are married. And they did say, bless them, they were like, oh, nobody should have known. So, like, they don't really know where these reports came from, which is a real
quite
shame.
sad.
But I was thinking about this, and I'm sure the photo that I first saw was from the hair and makeup artist.
Really?
or like some sort of supplier that was involved.
Imagine being that supplied for well awkward.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing though, don't you?
Surely you would have
Posting
to
that.
sign an NDA.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've done freelancing jobs before where I've had to sign that stuff like that.
But then saying that, it might not even. I'm sure it was like, oh, Davina looking stunning in a blah 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 dress, and I'm sure it was from like. I'm sure I might be wrong, but I suppose what if there was just a hair and makeup artist on the street? And like you would seize that opportunity, wouldn't it?
Right.
To be like the first on social media.
Well, isn't it that photo of it's the photo of them together, isn't it? Where she's like hugging him. She's in that furry coat.
Yeah, like
that's
out,
it, isn't
they've
it?
just come out the
Outside,
registry
yeah.
office. Yeah,
That's the photo, isn't it?
yeah. So I wondered, or maybe the hair.
Maybe it is just.
Then surely she would use a hair. Well, he would do her hair for a start.
Yeah.
And surely
Yeah.
she would use one of her like trusted makeup artists.
Surely.
So I don't know. Maybe that's wrong, or maybe it was just coincidence that a supplier was there, maybe for another wedding or something, and then took the picture and then sold it to the press or
Maybe.
uploaded it or whatever, and then the press got hold of it. Or maybe it was really innocent and they just uploaded it like, oh my god, Davina.
Yeah, like didn't think anything of it. Although, I'm sure you would if you knew
would.
they were a celebrity. You know what you
100%. So yeah, I don't know about that.
She
but yeah, I
said
thought
they
that
only
was
had
interesting.
11 people, didn't they, at their wedding?
Yeah, really
So
small.
really small.
And they were
Micro.
like, we might. They kind of said we might do a party, we might not,
Yeah.
which I quite like that. Yeah.
I reckon I think I said a couple of weeks ago that my brother and his girlfriend had got engaged.
Yes.
So they haven't got any further. They're not planning yet. Obviously, they've got baby on the way anyway. But I think they might do the same. If I was to guess what they would do, I think they'll have a smaller wedding and then maybe have a party or
Yeah. See,
something.
I do think if it's your first wedding, like Davina McCall, she's been married. You know, they've been married before. But I do think you need of some sort of
good old knees
celebration
up.
in yeah, like you need a good wedding for your first wedding.
The first wedding.
Like, even if you do the getting married and then a party, you got to do something. You can't just do that and nothing. You know. Well, you can obviously, but
do what you like, but
not in my opinion. Imagine that, like getting married once and then being like, "Oh, we didn't really make a big thing of it," and then I think you would always kind of
I don't know, yeah.
Vogue Williams says that a lot. They did like the small elopement thing, and then they were supposed to have a party, and then they didn't. I don't know if she fell pregnant or something, but they didn't do it. And I think she always kind of says like, "Oh, I wish we'd have done something
else." I think at the time, like for example, like for my brother and his other half, like it's probably there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So like I feel like maybe if they waited till like the dust has settled a bit, they might feel differently and they might want something. But I feel like a lot of the time, like when you've like you say you got children or lots going on in the background, then it kind of.
But got turn. Right, this week is our Q&A week and our recommendations week. So
what have we had?
We've had lots of lovely listeners. Thank you so much. Write in to us. Don't forget, you can always write in. We'll answer questions every week, but we're going to try and do a more kind of specialist episode that's all about you once a month. So we are going to kick it off with somebody's written in, how do I deal with opinions from my mother and mother-in-law as a recovering people pleaser? We just want to keep everybody happy and no arguments during our wedding and planning.
That's a really good one. As a people pleaser myself, I did feel this because I really felt this way around my wedding.
Yeah.
But sadly, I still was people pleasing.
Yeah, and you can't please any. You know, it's such a cliche saying, but you cannot please everyone. It's impossible.
No.
Everyone's always going to have something
That's it. I think it's really important. Even if you don't have to feel like you're on your own, even if you can get your other half to like come together with you as a team, you do things as a team, so you make decisions like together and they like support you. So say if you've got to say, well, do you know what I mean? You need to, if it would make you feel better. But I think once you do one thing and you're like, no, I'm not doing that, or for example, one would be, I don't know,
a wedding cake.
Oh, we're not having a wedding cake.
Yeah,
just do it. And then
just
once
say
it's
it.
done, rip off the
but I
Band-Aid.
think what she means is, so I've had this before. I see this a lot. I see it all the frigging time. I don't know why I said I've had this before. I see it.
I've had this many
day in,
times
day
this
out.
week.
You say, the couple say, oh no, we're not doing that, we're not having that. And then the parents are like, what? Why? And then they throw in their opinion on why it shouldn't be a situation and whatever. And It's
Yeah,
really
hard
hard
though.
because I think you've just got to. Now, I was in quite a fortunate position in that because of my job, if anybody even. Nobody even really tried to give an opinion because I
Go on,
don't think
try
they
it,
dared.
mate.
But if they did, I could literally be like, I think I know better than you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But
I
you've
think,
got to be upfront about it. I think you've
yeah,
got to be assertive, and you have to maybe come in strong and be like, well, I'm not doing it because I don't want to.
we
And
just don't want to do that.
But I think it's hard, isn't it? Like, if you don't want to, like,
Yeah,
upset someone, but then they don't feel upset for telling you what they think. So then you should
exactly.
just tell them what you think.
And I do think, as I try and be like, I think it's really important in life to try and be like the kind of people that if somebody's not asked for your opinion, you don't just give your opinion. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't just throw your opinion out there unless somebody's really asking for your help or advice. Like, if you're asking. So I think maybe try and, but I know a lot of people don't follow that in life, but, you know, try not to maybe discuss things with them that you know they're not going to like, or ask questions, or
point.
what do you think? Because I wonder
Yeah.
if, because you're a people pleaser, are you kind of being like,
You want
oh,
their opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna pick the chicken. Are you happy
think,
with
yeah.
that? You know, you need to just try and avoid. And if you
Yeah.
know you're gonna struggle to not ask their opinion, just don't mention it.
That's a good point, actually, because why do they need to be involved in that decision?
Yeah, and I'm
Just
wondering
wait
if
until
maybe
the
the way
day.
you're wording things is
Yeah,
getting-
rather than be like, what should I do? Just be like,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And also, I just think you like just say, have a conversation with. If you feel like it's getting too much,
yeah.
just say to them, you know, sit your mum down and say, like, mum, like, this is my day, it's really kind of draining me a little bit, and I am
Yeah.
trying to please everyone, but it's just becoming too much, like, please can you just stop?
Just
I
respect
appreciate
that.
your opinion, but sometimes it's just a bit much, and then get
Yeah.
your other half to do the same with the mother-in-law.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be an argument either.
No.
It doesn't have to be an argument. People can agree to disagree
Yeah.
on things.
Oh, I've got another good suggestion I've just thought of. You could just be like, not telling, it's a surprise.
That's a good. The surprise is there is no cake.
What's the cake gonna look like?
Nothing.
It's a surprise. And then on the day when they're like, oh, well, where's the cake? But look at this lovely brownie table.
Yeah.
That's the surprise. What's your dress looking like? It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
And I just think it's so key to try and only get people involved that you know are going to be positive and really like.
Yeah,
boost
we've
you
said
up
this before,
and-
haven't we? Like, surround yourself with positive people,
Yeah.
positive
Yeah.
energy. You don't want none of that negative,
Yeah.
crappy.
There shouldn't be
poo
arguments during
around
wedding
you.
planning. And I just think people are really selfish who start
Oh,
arguments
100%.
during wedding. Like, this is
I agree.
terrific.
I agree.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be people like that. So just get ready for it. But
Yeah. Strap yourself in.
yeah. Oh dear.
And if there is anything particular that comes up, write back in, let us know, and
Yeah,
we'll tell
tell
you how
us.
to deal with it.
And look, we could even draft up a reply
Yeah.
for you as seasoned people.
Ask
pleasers ourselves.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Okay, next up we've got, I feel like there's so many little things, when to start / organise. So I think they're asking here, like, when do you start certain things? How do you organise
Yeah.
certain things?
How do you get it in order? What do
Yeah.
you do first?
One of my top tips that I always say is to make sure you've got a dedicated email address. So,
Yeah.
you know, however you want to name it. Some people will be like their surnames, the Roberts wedding, or
yeah.
Gmail. Or
I've
however
seen
you wanna
loads
word
of
it.
those this year.
Yeah,
I
but like
have.
I do think it's a great idea because you know you don't need to word it something like that. You can word it whatever the hell you want. But when you're then sending out your inquiries, it's all kept in one place.
Yeah.
So you're not like trawling through like other, you know, like all your junk mail and your friggin' Tesco email and you know everybody sends loads
That's
of
very
emails, don't
true.
they? So
Yeah.
I think keep it all in one place. Make sure you've got folders. So like your suppliers folders, and then like you got your florists, and then you got your caterers, and then you know so you can pop all their quotes in there, and make sure you're utilising stuff online. Like we use Google Drive for all of our couples, so Excel document. So I did this for my own wedding as well. So I got quotes for stuff, and then in my
Yeah.
Excel document I'd put the name of the
Good
supplier,
idea.
how much they've quoted, what that includes, you know, so you've really got the website link. So when you're a little bit lost of, oh, God, where did I find them? Who are they again?
You can
You
just
got it. You can
grab
click
it.
on it. Yeah, and just keep
Yeah.
a really simple chart
Trying
like
to
that.
make your life easy, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like,
It's
it all
also-
starts with organisation, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it's also really good to have like a Google Drive because you can then share the link with your other half, and you can be like, if you're both really busy people, you know, you can be like, oh, can you just have a look at these caterers or whatever to your other half, and they've got it all in one spreadsheet. It's not like you forward them 3 emails, you know? Like, can you look at this? Well,
Yeah,
look at the price.
No,
And
that's a good idea, actually. That is,
Yeah.
like that.
And then, like, the little things, I think it is just sitting down, brainstorming into one big list.
Well, we've said, I mean, even just starting with our like your budget, isn't it? Your
Yeah.
budget's going to give you a list of the things that you
things you
want
gotta
to include,
plan.
because one of the first things you do is think of everything. Like we've
Yeah.
done it, so go back and listen to our previous episodes, because we've literally read out all of the things that you might have forgot as well. So that might give you an idea of where to start, because you'll have like things that are bigger in your budget and then things that are smaller, so that might prioritize things for you.
That's a good point, actually, because that's how we kind of do it with our couples, is we budget split it all down, and then I quite often go through that and go, oh, what have we got left to sort, kind of thing. But also we always offer email us in. I'm really behind, sorry guys, but I will get on it.
She's a busy gal.
Yeah, I'm a busy gal. We're trying to get a website set up as well, so you can actually go on and then just download it. But we always offer out my wedding plan, so email in. It's letsgetyourwebpodcast@gmail.com. We can send you a copy of that, and that really kind of outlines all the different things, and you can put all your different suppliers in. And if a box is blank, you know, and next to, I don't know, makeup, you know, oh, I've got to sort my makeup out.
Do that, yeah.
But if it's the more little things like, you know, your bridesmaids gifts and things like that, I think, again, just brainstorming an Excel sheet and then just tick them off as or notes in your phone.
Yeah.
Tick them off as you're doing them. You can
never have too many lists.
No, yeah. And we did a whole episode as well on things you tend to forget, didn't we?
Yeah.
Literally, was that last week?
I think it was 2 weeks ago, 2 episodes back,
So listen to all those kind of bits and bobs, and I feel like that you're always going to feel like there's a lot. And again, I kind of break it down for my couples. Like, we don't do everything. I think I see this a lot with DIY couples, that they just try and do everything at once. So they're emailing florists, caterers, DJs, like everything you can possibly think of. Don't just go out and inquire with everything. Like, start with get your venue, get your catering, that's kind of together. Then get your photographer, your videographer, that's kind of together. Then next month, look at your design, so your florists, and your decor and stuff.
Tablecloths.
Yeah, or your tableware and whatever. Yeah, that's how I kind of do it. Yeah. And I did the same for our wedding, and I kept a to-do list, and I set my to-do list, and I went, right, I've got 12 months to plan this, and I slotted things in. Okay, so 6 months before, I need to be like designing my invites. 4 months before, I need to be sending them out, and, you know, getting my RSVPs back, and 2 months before. So I kind of slotted those all into a to-do list.
Yeah, so that's a good way of doing it, I think. I think, and a lot can be said about a list, I think.
Massively.
I love them. I literally have lists for everything.
Same.
I can't even go and do a simple shop without putting a list together, to be honest, because I do forget things. It's so easy. And also when you're got so many things going on, like with wedding planning, and obviously it's not even just that, you've probably got like general life admin as well.
Yeah.
You just need to have it. And also with that, you can go into your list, tick your stuff off, shut it, and stop thinking about it.
Exactly.
You know that you know that it's there. Like I think out of your mind, and I always like think put it on paper. Or, you know.
And even if you're just doing a couple of bits, so like put some time aside, say like, oh, okay, on a Saturday morning or on a Wednesday night or something, you're going to sit and you're going to get a couple of those tasks done, you know, and then go into your notes, and then don't tick stuff off until it's done.
Yeah, dedicate time.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think at the minute, from the sound of this message, you're very overwhelmed. You feel like there's lots to do. But I feel like if you get that all down, maybe like see, and is there things that you can delegate out to other people as well?
Yeah, that's
like,
a
can
good
the bridesmaids do some emails to florists or whatever? You know, you can say, these are the people I want to inquire with. Can you just ping them a message for me? You know, no, I don't think there's anything wrong. I'm sure there's plenty of people that'll be happy.
People are always like, can I help? Can I help? And
you don't need to do that anyway, because you can just email Hayley and she'll sort it all for you.
I will.
You can just book us, we'll do it all.
Just book us, we'll do it all.
I hope that helps anyway. Next up, we got a big one.
It's a big one. It's a biggie.
Do you want to do this one? You can do. You
Shall
can
I
do the
read
biggie.
this one out?
I don't know if my ADHD can cope.
Okay, here we go. Hi, Hannah and Hayley. I just want to say I absolutely love the pod. I'm a 2027 bride who got engaged in July, and I've listened to every single episode from the beginning.
Woohoo! We like
that's
you.
good going.
If you could also now go back on YouTube and re-listen.
And-
That would be lovely.
I'm also bridesmaid at 2 of my closest friends' weddings this year, so you've given me tons of incredible advice.
No props.
So nice. I have a dilemma relating to one of my close friends who's getting married. Have you ever dealt with any narcissistic parents?
Ooh.
My best friend's mum is a really challenging character. She believes that she should make all the decisions for the wedding rather than the groom. Oh, God. Such as food and order of the day. She's not paying for the wedding, although it shouldn't matter even if she was.
No, but it's good to know.
Yeah,
that would be my first question.
Yeah. She constantly complains that she's not been included in wedding planning, despite my friend keeping her up to date on everything and trying to involve her in all the nice things like wedding dress shopping. There seems to be a new thing every week, and it's so sad watching my friend and her husband-to-be be so stressed and upset during a time that should be so exciting. Things are paid for, so it's not really an option for them to elope or change plans. Do you have any advice for my friend or for me as a bridesmaid to deal with her mum, both in the lead-up and on the day of the wedding? So there's also another question. It's like the second part. So do you want to answer this one
Yeah,
first?
yeah, good idea. First off, can I just say you're a really, really lovely friend and a really good
isn't it?
bridesmaid.
That's so nice. Yeah.
If this is definitely your friend and it's
And
not
not
actually
yourself.
yourself, then you want to cover up.
That's what I was thinking.
No, genuinely, like the fact that
Yeah.
because you get bridesmaids who are like this mum. So the
Yeah.
fact that she's like looking
she's
out for her, that's
picked up
really
on it,
nice.
for
And
sure.
I'm sure she's really happy that she's got a really nice friend that can pick up on it. I mean, it's a freaking difficult one because I deal with a lot of mums like this. I'm not gonna lie.
It's so bad though. I think they need to have a conversation with the mum, don't they? The groom and the parent, like the bride and the groom.
Yeah, I think
They need to sit down and be
It's
like,
gotta
"You're
be brutal.
overstepping."
Yeah,
Because
he
if it's
really
going,
he
yeah.
needs to. Did it say?
It says
Oh, it's
she's-
her mum.
Her mum's stopping
It's not
the
his
groom
mum. 'Cause
from.
we were saying this, weren't we? It's
Yeah.
normally the groom. Sometimes the
Normally,
groom's mum is
they can't let go, can they?
Yeah, I think like I would with my mum, but I don't know. Maybe I've just got that relationship with my mum. But I'd be like, for God's sake, mum. Like, like my mum
Yeah.
irritates me sometimes of the things that she says, and I'm just like, no, mum.
I literally just don't know how the mum's doing this and not realising she's overstepping. Like, how can you be like that and not think this is not my wedding, so why am I
Victoria
getting so
Beckham.
involved? Literally, how relatable.
I mean, whether that's true.
Yeah,
but
we don't
anyway. I think she's gonna have to just be like, you're really upsetting me. This is my time. You're making this about you. And I mean, let's face it, if you're saying she's already causing them stress and they're already having arguments,
What have they got to
anyway,
lose?
what they got to lose. But I think it needs to be in a calm atmosphere. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I've said this," but you've said it in the middle of an argument. But if you sit them down, Mum, can you come around for a cup of tea?
just
Put
have
out
a
the
chat.
ginger, whatever cake, Jamaican cake that Kaylee made. Put out something nice, sweeten her up, and just say, "Mum, you're really stressing me out. It's my time." I know you don't agree with. I think it kind of goes back to what we were saying to that first person asking, how can you avoid that? It's a similar kind of thing, isn't it? But this is the point where you have to be a little bit brutal, and you got to be cruel to be kind to yourself.
Yep.
You know?
Totally.
And what I would say is that I always say this with parents that are slightly difficult is give them some. I said this to one of my couples recently. It was like, do you see what I mean about my mum?
Yes.
I was like, give them something to focus on. So something you're not really that bothered about. I don't know. Could be the cake, or it could be the wedding invite, or I don't know. There must be something that.
Yeah.
I can't even think
Not the
off the top of my
flowers,
head.
but
I
don't
don't know. Not the flowers. That's quite personal, isn't it?
That's
I'm
a
trying to
big-
think of like little
big
things.
deal,
Maybe
mate.
the bridesmaid gifts, or
Yeah,
like we were
something
just
like
saying
that,
to that
or-
person, all the little things, that big list you've got. Mum,
There'll
can
be
you
things on
focus
there.
on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, give them a job to
Yeah, it's a good
focus
idea.
on, and then you should.
I
And
just
again, it goes back
can't
to.
believe that some mums are like this.
I know.
I literally cannot.
But again,
so
it goes
bad.
back to, is she including them? Exactly the same advice we gave to that. Listen back to that advice we've just given that first person, because is she asking? Is she trying to people please her mum a little bit? I can almost imagine that if her mum is kind of coming at her and being a bit angry, is she constantly trying to get her mum too involved? And is she trying to please her almost because she's quite a narcissistic person? Is she trying to almost get that attention and that love from her mum, in a time when you feel like you should have that?
Yeah.
And maybe she really needs to realise that she's not going to get that from her mum.
It's not going to come no.
She can get that from you as a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Rally around her, support her, which it sounds like you're doing. So that's really nice. But I would also say that, like, for your friend, if she can if she feels like she can't say it to her mum's face, I would send like a message or a letter. Because you can get things out then, everything in
or a voice
do you know what I mean? Without them interrupting. Because often with a narcissistic person, they'll be like, they'll become the victim, don't they?
True.
So they'll be like,
that.
So
or has she got a dad? Can she speak to dad and say, can you speak to mum? Like, and from his point of view, you're being too much. Yeah.
Sometimes it needs an outsider looking in to, like, she might not even realise what she's doing.
No, yeah.
You know, like, maybe it needs somebody separate. Like, if, like, I know she said, well, what should I do? So maybe even if you said to her, like, if you feel like you could.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, because the more people that are going to say to her, like,
we've seen this,
yeah, she might then realise she is actually wrong. Probably not if she's really that narcissistic. But the other thing is, on the wedding day itself, as a bridesmaid, just keep an eye on it. Again, I had to have a similar conversation back last year at a wedding with bridesmaids. So one of the tactics that I tend to use is if a mum is being difficult, upsetting the bride or whatever, or anyone, not just mum, speak to the suppliers who will know how to handle this. So photographer and makeup artist will be in the room in the morning. So if the mum is causing any upset, once you get to the wedding, I sometimes think it's never really an issue because the couple are too busy doing their own thing and whatever. But say to the hair and makeup artist and the photographer, you know, mum's going to be an issue. We need to try and keep her away. So make it so set up a room where, like, the bridesmaids are chilling, they're in their pajamas, they're having a prosecco, whatever, and then a separate room for, like, hair and makeup. So when the bride's having her hair and makeup done or whatever, try and, you know, get the hair and makeup artist to say, sorry mum, we're not having people in at the moment, because they won't feel bad to do that because they understand the situation. And also because it comes from a supplier, it's from a professional,
they'll be like, okay, yeah,
or photographer, or no, I can't have anyone, no, because I'm trying to get photos of her and her hair and makeup done. Do you know what I mean? Just try and keep her away. And also, other top tip, make sure their hair and makeup so mum's is first and then bride is always last anyway. So then you're kind of like, there's a gap where mum's in the hair and makeup chair, and then she'll probably then want to go off anyway and get dressed and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd also make that a rule. You need to go back to your own rooms to get dressed. Yeah, you need to, you know, because you don't want everyone's bloody dresses everywhere and stuff,
no,
do
it
you?
gets a lot, doesn't
so,
it?
Yeah, so then hopefully after hair and makeup, she will then skedaddle. Or again, put in a word to, if you've got a sibling or a dad, can you just come and say to her hair and makeup is at 10 a.m, at 12, can you come back and say, right, come on, we're going now.
We're going, yeah.
It's
difficult. I do as well.
Yeah. Right, second part.
So second thing I wanted to ask about was a new wedding platform I've seen advertised called Gather. They say they're not a wedding website or app, but a digital RSVP service. And one of the founders is also the founder of Prezola, which I know you're a fan of. I'd love to get your opinion on Gather if you've seen it. I think it's £99, but you can get 20% off with a discount code. It looks pretty slick, but I'm not sure how it's actually different from a wedding website and whether it's worth the cost. Thank you both so much for brightening my Thursdays every week and for all the amazing help and advice. I recommend the pod to all my newly engaged friends and will continue to do so.
Oh, that's so kind. You're such a nice person. I really like you. I actually had a look into this because I've never heard of it.
No, I'm not.
I was also a little bit confused about so I think what they're basically saying is and actually probably relevant to, like, a few of my couples have been like this recently, that they want the wedding website, but they also want an invite with the information on it for grandparents, etc.
Right, okay.
So I think if you're the kind of person, like, also one of my couples just wanted that beautiful look of the 3 different cards of the different size wrapped in the ribbon. So they've got a lot of their information on that. They have also still got a wedding website which retells that information, and it goes a bit more in depth because you don't have much room on your invites.
That's true.
And I think the idea of Gather is that you have your full-on invite with all your information printed, and then you have a link purely just for RSVP. I think.
Okay.
I haven't actually been on it. That's just what I kind of gathered from the social media. Now, what I will say is I haven't used it, so whether my opinion is justified, don't know, because it could be a really, really good RSVP system. But what I would say is that with Joy, their RSVP system is really great, and it's free. And
it's free.
You can take off all the tabs if you want to. So if you just want to use it for RSVP, you can. But equally, like I just said, even if you want to put all the information on your invite, I think there's no harm in A, repeating it, and B, going a bit more in depth. Like, you're not going to want to put all the different taxi companies and different accommodation or whatever on your invite. You might want to, but sometimes it can be a bit much, whereas on a website it's quite clear. So I would say my gut is saying that I would probably still prefer a wedding website, and I wouldn't want to pay, but I might be wrong.
That's the thing that I find not bizarre, but it's the money, like £100.
I suppose they're a business, they've got to make money, haven't they? I suppose.
But when you can just, like, why would you pay that when you could do it for free on Prezzola?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So there must be a benefit.
There must be something.
I'm wondering if you can get like a free trial or something that you could try. I'll see if I can get one as well, and have a little recce.
We'll have a recce, yeah.
Yeah, but that would be I would go on with Joy, set up a website, just a basic, click on a template and have a play around, see if you like it. The other benefit of Gather might be because it's more, because the thing is getting a wedding website, like with Joy, there is British versions, but they're just not as good.
No.
And it is quite American of how the date is written and things like that.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, so whether that's a benefit. I mean, it's not a huge amount of money, is it, if you've got a 20% code? No, that's true. £70. But at the moment, I actually still think there's a huge benefits in wedding websites, and I don't understand why you wouldn't do that.
They're amazing.
Even if it's just like some pictures of yourselves, pictures of your venue, and then a link to RSVP, and then you just do you know what I mean? I don't know, but yeah, I would check it out, see if you can get a free trial.
See what's occurring with that one.
Yeah. Let us know.
Thank you very much though for your questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Hope that's helped.
Yeah, definitely. So a couple of recommendations here. I really have wanted to tell you about this one for ages, and it's in my notes. You're gonna love this. So back when when we was obsessed with Lily Allen at the end of last year, I saw a girl comment on her on one of her posts on Instagram saying, if you want a Dallas Major t-shirt or hoodie or something like that, I think she'd put up a picture because it was something to attract the eye. Let me know. Anyway, I'd clicked onto it, and it's a company called Electric Eye Apparel. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Apparel?
Yeah.
Is it and apparel? She's got all these different, really, I mean, they're not, you're talking like 70 quid, but she's got like all different Lily Allen ones, like Who the Fuck is Madeline, Dallas Major, like all the different like really key slogans and whatever. She's got this for so many different bands. Now,
I love a good brand t-shirt, I'm not gonna lie.
So good. So I was thinking, really good gift for a start. But also, I'm sure that I saw them say that they're going to start doing like wedding kind of stuff, so like bridal stuff and whatever, but a bit more fun than your average just kind of bride.
Cool,
but when I went on it the other day, this was back in like November, I couldn't see it and I couldn't remember what it was called on Instagram, so I need to message them and just check. So I will update you on that, but it just in the meantime, go on, have a look. Check stuff's really cool. But also you can customize your own stuff, so if you want to write like something like maybe a slogan that you guys have got, instead of just having a bride jumper, maybe you and your other half have got like a cool slogan or something that you say. I just thought that would be like really cool for you to have instead of just
a
bride.
Little bit different. Bride.
Or if you want like your hen party, you want something like, I remember years ago we did a hen party for one of my friends, and we were all like really into CrossFit at the time, and we had like I can't remember what it was, but it was a really funny slogan to do with CrossFit.
Yeah,
you know. So I feel like you could go on, but what I love about this company is everything's embroidered. I hate printed. I think it's cheap and shite.
Yeah, no, I do like an embroidered jumper, or for sure.
Have you seen that woman as well? I can't think what she's called off the top of my head, but embroids your pets onto jumpers.
Yeah. We actually got one done, not by that person, I don't think, but we got one done for a sister-in-law of her dog on a hat,
love that.
On a cap. So it's really good.
One of my other recommendations this week was setup timings. Now, this is something that we come across quite often. Obviously, we flag it and we work it out for our couples, but it's just a flag to you guys. So, for example, if it's a marquee, you need to be thinking about how long does that marquee need to set up, but also how long does your suppliers need to set up, and you need to make sure that you're renting the space for that amount of time.
Yeah, so
got
important.
enough time. Because I've had to flag this to one of my couples recently, like, you've hired for this many days, but your marquee is going to take like 2 days. We need a day to go in, you know, like things like that people don't always realize, and I wanted to flag it. And it's the same in venue. Like, you need to make sure you're checking your setup times, because if they're like, oh well, actually we do breakfast in the morning so you can't get in till 12, your suppliers need to know that before you're having conversations. And it could also be set down is an issue. Like lounge furniture, any kind of furniture is a big one, right? It's very rare they'll come out on a Sunday, and very rare they'll come out end of night. So quite often we have venues where it's like everything's got to go at midnight because we've got a wedding the next day, and then you've got to work out how you're going to get everything out. Yeah. So
it's really important, isn't it? Also, you might get charged extra if it's going to be after a certain time, like after midnight or whatever collects and things.
Yeah, that's like one of my couples. They really want a covering for their ceremony, so they can definitely have it outside on the lawn.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to work out at the minute, because any kind of covering we can't get in till 9. So the wedding's at 3, so we need to get something that's going to go up in a really short amount of time. You know,
pop up gazebo.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. The venue's also very strict on their lawns, so I'm like, struggling about that one. But yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, well, that's us for this week. You know where we are. We're at Let's Get You Wed Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and we are now on YouTube. Woo! Subscribe, like, comment, do all of that stuff. And you can email us with all your questions whenever you like. If you're sitting there stressed, you've had a family situation, a family saga, you can write in, you can be anonymous. Let us know, and we will help you with that situation or your questions. If you need recommendations, let us know. It's Let's Get You Wed Podcast at gmail.com, or you can slip into our DMs.
Slip on in.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll see you next week,
See you next week, guys.